Good morning students. Today we will be starting with our new lecture and the topic name is dimensional formula. That means we will be discussing dimensional formula. First of all, you should be aware about what are the dimensions. You know that the formula of area is length into breadth. If breadth increases, area is going to increase. If length increases, the area is going to increase. So what is this area? This area is a physical quantity. So what are these length and breadth? These are the characteristics of this physical quantity. So length is also a characteristic of area. Characteristic mean feature. Breadth is also a characteristic of area. So the characteristics of a physical quantity, they are known as the dimensions in physics. So first question is, what are the dimensions in physics? So the characteristics of a physical quantity, they are the dimensions. These are the dimensions of length. Breadth is also a dimension of length, and length is also a dimension of length. And height is also a dimension of length, because breadth is one of the type of length, and height is also the one of the type of length. So suppose you are having density formula. Density formula is mass upon volume. Mass, it has the dimensions of mass only, fundamental quantity, but volume has three dimensions of length. Length into breadth into height means three dimensions of length. So area, you know, length into breadth. Area is not having the dimension of mass, it has the dimension of length. So area is not having dimension of mass, not having dimension of time, but it has the dimension of length. So density has a one dimension of mass and three dimension of length. So we can say that like. So dimension of length, how we write? We write as L bracket. Dimension of mass, big M bracket. Big T bracket T close time. Dimension of temperature, K bracket close. Dimension of current, ampere. So these are all the dimensions of fundamental quantities. This is the way of writing these dimensions. Suppose area is equal to length into breadth. What is the dimension of length? L. What is the dimension of breadth? B. L into L, L square. You can write this way. Like area is having, formula is length into breadth. This is also having a dimension of length, and this is also having a dimension of length. So what it will become? It will become like this. So these are the dimensions of volume, length, 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 L, Q, like this. So the formula formed by dimensions is known as the dimensional formula. So how we can write speed? You know, speed is a physical quantity. Its formula is distance upon time. The dimension of distance is length, and the dimension of time is a t. Goes like this. Speed is equals to distance upon time. Distance is having a dimension of length, like you can write this, and time is having a dimension of t, like you can write this. So it is having plus 1. If it will go upside, it will become minus 1. L t minus 1, and after that you can close the bracket. So this is the dimensional formula of speed. So same way, the acceleration is having the unit of speed upon time. The formula of speed is lt minus 1. This lt minus 1 we will put here. Time is having the dimensions of t. So t plus 1, upside go and become minus 1, and minus 1, lt minus 2. Force is equal to mass into acceleration. So mass is having a dimension of m, and acceleration is having a lt minus 2. So what are the dimensional formula of mass? Force, m l t minus 2, this. And energy, you know that work done is force into displacement. This is the dimension formula of force, and displacement means it have the dimensions of length, L1 and L2. It will become m L2 t minus 2. M will have not any kind of impact because there is no kind of m here. T is not going to have any kind of impact because T is not present in this side. So only L is present, the value of L is going to factor here. L is 1, and when it will multiply by L1, L2. So pressure is equal to force upon area. If you know the dimensional formula of force, if you know the dimensional formula of area, you can easily find the dimensional formula of pressure. So next topic is what is the information provided by dimensions in dimensional formula. So this is going to be our next topic. Means what are the where dimensional formula is used, how dimensional formula is useful to us. So this is going to be our next topic. So dimensional formula, that means it tells the fundamental quantities that are involved in the physical quantity. Which kind of fundamental quantities are involved? Like this pressure is a physical quantity. What kind of fundamental quantities are involved? Mass is involved, length is involved, and time is involved. So dimensional formula, it tells us the fundamental quantities that are present in a physical quantity. So this is. So this formula also tells which quantities are directly proportional and which quantities are inversely proportional. Like force is directly proportional to mass. Force is inversely directly proportional to length, but force is inversely proportional to time, like this. So force is supposed depending inversely proportional to time. So if the value of time is going to increase, the value of force is going to decrease. So like this. That means if mass becomes double, force becomes double. If length becomes double, force becomes double. If time becomes double, the value of force will get reduced by 4 times. So I think from all the 3 factors now, which is mostly affecting the force, which is affecting the force by higher value? Mass is not affecting the force by higher value. Length is not affecting the force by a higher value, but time is affecting the force by a higher value. The force is going to decrease by 4 times if the time becomes 2t. Here 2t means if you put here 2t, suppose here like this, force is inversely proportional to 1 upon t square. That means force t, in place of t we will get 2t, 1 upon 4t square. That means 4 times the value of force is going to decrease. So means effect on force is more of time. So time is more effective. This information is provided to us by this dimensional formula only. That means mass is affecting the force, length is affecting the force. Which among the 3 is more affecting the force? Time is more affecting the force. Topic is what are the applications of dimensional formula. So first application, note down the heading of first application, conversion of units. Means dimensional formula helps in the conversion of units. You know that the Britishers, they use the different units of length, and in USA they are using the different units of length. Suppose in first country one person is saying 3 foot, and in second country one person is saying 1 meter, and in third country some person is saying 100 meter. They are the same length. 3 foot is equal to 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. That means different unit, different unit, different unit. So we are going to convert the one unit into another. How we convert the one unit into another? This 3 into foot. Foot is a unit and 3 is a number, and this is a measurement. Q is a measurement. So Q is equal to NU. This we have already earlier we have done. Q is equals to NU. You know that if I am saying that 3 foot is equals to 1 meter, this is the same measurement. You know what is this? This is number 1, and this is unit 1. And what is this? This is number 2. And what is this? This is unit 2. So Q is equals to N1 U1 equals to N2 U2. Suppose I am having 5 meter. That means you have given 5 meter and you want to convert it into foot. Okay, you want to convert it into foot. How you can convert with the help of a dimensional formula? You are having only the value of n1, you are having the value of u1, and you are just having the information of u2. How many foot? 5 meter is equal to how many foot? You don't know. You don't know. That means your target is to find n2. So the question is, you are having 5 meter and you want to convert it into foot. Q is equal to, you know that Q is equal to n1, u1 equal to n2, u2. You know this. So Q is equals to 5 meter is equals to this n2 you don't know into feet. So n2 is equals to 5 meter, feet is being multiplied on that side, it will go into the division mode, 5 meter upon feet. So now you are having a value of n2 is equals to 5 meter upon feet. You are here. Your target is to find n2. Your target is to find n2. You must know means in 1 meter how many feet are there. Suppose 3.3 feet are there. So you will put here the information here. 1 meter is equals to 3.3 feet. Feet will cancel with feet. You are going to get the value of n2. n2 is equals to 5 into 3.3 feet upon feet. Now you are having the same concept in the numerator and same concept in the denominator. Both are having the dimensions of length. So they now can be cut off like this. So this information is given by dimension formula only. If something is in the division mode and this thing is having the dimensions of length and this thing is having the dimensions of length, then only they can be cutted with each other. So this is the first application of dimensional formula. It is helping in converting the units. When you multiply this thing now, it is going to be like this. n2 is equals to this. So n2 in which unit we want? Feet, like this. So read down this question. A body is moving with 1 kilometer per hour. Find speed in meter per second. You are given this n1 and u1. You have to find speed in meter per second. What is this? This is u2. You have to just find this n2. So Q is equal to n1 u1 equal to n2 u2. n1 value is 1, u1, n2 and u2. So n will remain here, meter per second upon will be this side. 1 into kilometer per hour upon meter per second. So you will write the dimension of length upon length, time upon time, kilometer upon meter, hour upon second. You know the relation between kilometer and meter. In kilometer, 1000 meter is there. In an hour, 3000 second is there. So this is -1. So -1 will come here, -1 will come here. Okay, like this. Like you are having this na, n2 is equals to 1 kilometer per hour upon meter upon per second. Yeah. Kilometer, you know, it is equals to 1000 meter. It is very simple. But here hour means 3600 second, then -1, and second -1. Okay, like this. So like this, -1, like this, 3600 second. So what is this? How can you treat this? This is 1 upon 3600 second, like this. And what is this like this? 1 upon second. How you are going to cut this thing? 1 upon 3600 second. This second will become upside, 1 will become downside. And this is very much clear. This is 1000. This is 1000. This is n2. and this is n2. Second multiple second. So this two zeros, they are going to cut with these two zeros. This is 5, this is 18. So n2 value is 5 upon 18. That means you are going to multiply this kilometer 1 kilometer per hour with this 5 by, that means 1 kilometer per hour is equals to 5 by 18 meter per second. So you have converted this concept. So how you are going converting this concept? Always remember the dimension of length will get divided by the dimension of length. Dimension of time will get divided by the dimension of time. So you are converting one form of units to another form of units. Means one system of units you are converting to another system of units. This is the first application of dimensional formula. So this is your homework. Convert 1 Newton to dyne. It's your homework. This is N1. This is U1. And this is U2. You have to find N2. This is your target. Okay. And third homework is you have to convert 1 joule equal to how many arc. This is your work. These are both are the units of work. So we are coming on to the second application of this dimensional formula. The second means application of dimensional formula is we will check whether formula is correct or not. That means suppose someone is giving us the centripetal forces having the formula for this F is equal to mv square upon r. Someone says the formula of centripetal force is this. You have to check whether this formula is correct or whether this formula is not correct. Means our target is to check with the help of dimensional formula. That means the formula of this physical quantity is correct or not. So this is the second application, checking the correctness of given physical quantity. So F is equal to mv square upon r. This is one term and this is also one term. S is equal to ut plus half at square. This is one term, this is one term, this is one term. You have, I think the term concept is very well known to you in mathematics. So this is a left hand side, this is right hand side. We will find the dimensions of left hand side, we will find the dimensions of right hand side. If the dimensional formula of left hand side and the dimensional formula of right hand side matches, the formula is correct, otherwise the formula is not correct. So the dimensions of LHS, what lies on left hand side? Force lies on left hand side. The dimensional formula of force is mLT minus 2. So what are the dimensions on right hand side? M is having a dimension of mass, velocity is having a dimension of LT minus 1, velocity squared, so we will get a square here. So R is a length will have the dimension of length. When you calculate all this thing, it will become mLT minus 2. The dimensions of right hand side become mLT minus 2 and the dimensions of left hand side are mLT2 minus 2. mLT minus 2. So the dimensions of left hand side and the dimensions of right hand side, they are same. So we can say that this formula is correct. So this is your next question. This is means formula x is equal to a plus bt plus ct square plus d upon e minus t. So this is one physical quantity you have broken into 4 terms. 1, 2, 3, 4. Suppose this is a length. If you break this all, this will also be a length. Suppose this is 10 meter. If you break 10 meter, 2 meter, 2 meter, 2 meter and 4 meter suppose. If you break some physical quantity, this is going to be same physical quantity. If you are breaking a length, this is going to be a length, this is going to be a length and this is going to be a length and this is also going to be a length. So if we break a length, we are going to get the small lengths. In question they have given x has dimensions of length. Okay, that is clear. It is having dimension of length. And t is having a dimension of time. But the t is having the dimension of time. Your target is to find the dimensions of this a, b, c, d and e. It's your target. How you can find with the help of dimensional formula. So you are having x is equals to a plus bt ct square d upon e minus t. This is having the dimension of length and this is also having the dimension of, so the dimension of a is length. We have found the dimensions of a. First target is to find the dimension of a. Second target, you know, we have to find the dimension of this term bt. This term is having a dimension of length because we are breaking a length. This will also going to be length and length. But in question they have given the t is having the dimension of time. B into t is equals to length. So our target is to find the dimension of b. T is in the multiplication mode. On that side it will become in the dividation mode. What the dimensions of b will become? Lt minus 1. So we have found the dimension of b also. And what is the dimensions of this third term? It is also in the dimensions of length. Ct square is equals to dimension of length. And in question they have given the t is having the dimension of t. Time is equal to length. So in this multiplication mode again will become dividation mode. So what will become? Lt minus 2. So you have found the dimension of c also. Your target is to find the dimension of d upon e minus t. D upon e minus t, it is also having the dimension of length. Okay, this means look at the denominator. Means t is having the dimension of t. But you know that this is being subtracted from this thing. We know that we can subtract length from length, mass from mass. We can't subtract mass from length. You know that. So you know this is very much clear. If time is being subtracted from this has to be time. So the dimensions of E must be t in order to satisfy this. So you have found the dimensions of E also, that is simple time. Okay. T minus t, you think it will become 0. No, it will not become 0. Suppose it is 10t, suppose it is 5t, it is going to be 5t. So the dimensions will remain as t. If you minus t from t, you are going to get t. So t is in dividation mode. In that side it will become multiplication mode, Lt. So this is the dimensions of t. So you have found the dimensions of A also, B also, C also, E also, and D also. So your question is fulfilled. So note down this question as a homework. So a wave is produced in a water, and velocity v of that wave, it depends on wavelength. Lambda, density of water, d, acceleration due to gravity, g. And they have given the these quantities are related when k is dimensionless. So the velocity of wave is related to wavelength, acceleration due to gravity, density of the water. In this formula, either it is related in, they have given 4 options, A, B, C, D. Means which formula is going to be correct. So you will put the you will get the dimensional formula of left hand side, right hand side. If it matches, A will become the answer. You will put the dimensional formula of left hand side, right hand side. If this matches, this will be the answer. Only one is going to be correct, all other will be wrong. So first of all, you must know the dimensions of velocity, wavelength, acceleration due to gravity, and density. So these are the dimensional formula of velocity, wavelength, density, and acceleration due to gravity. Then start putting the values. Which LHS becomes equal to right hand side, that will be the answer, others are not the answer. So all these numericals you have to try it as homework and send it, revert it back to me. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed today's lecture. Thank you very much.